So glad that you're tuned in to Talk Erie and the Joel Natale Show live from our Kingdom Financial Group studio here at 5th and State. Also live on YouTube and on Facebook. We're having the crucial conversations that Erie needs. And once a month, sometimes we miss it, but that's okay, you know. Once a month, we try to get together with the mayor of the city of Erie. His Honor, Mayor Joe Schember. Welcome, sir. Appreciate you being with us here. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Joel. It's my honor to be here with you. Thank you.
It's been a little while. We've had a lot happen in the last couple months.
Yes.
Between July and now, we've had Celebrate Erie. How did that all go for you guys?
Celebrate Erie was really incredible. It was a great thing. I was here for at least 5 hours each of those evenings, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and walked around. People seemed really happy to be here. They seemed happy to see me. It was really, really a great experience. Yes.
It's important to have folks from the county and from the region come to downtown.
Absolutely.
Because there's always something new downtown, isn't
You're right.
there?
There really is. There's a lot of great things going on. A lot of the businesses are being rehabbed and improved, and there's just a lot of really good things in downtown Erie now.
And, Gabby Watson and her team did a good job of getting everything going, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
and what's going on now down on the Bayfront Connector for those 2 blocks either side of State, where it's closed now for about a year. It's going to be incredible when that gets done. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah. What's exciting to me with that is they're talking about keeping traffic moving, so that helps the commuters.
Yes.
But also making it easier for pedestrians, bicyclists. I mean, that is a multimodal approach. And boy, they've been working on that now 10 years, right? I mean, from planning till...
Yes. I think people are going to be just overwhelmed by how nice that's going to be once it's done. I'm looking forward to it.
No doubt about it. We also had tall ships.
Yes.
Did you get on any? Did you go on a day sail?
Yes, I did. Well, actually, I watched them.
Did you
I
watch
didn't
them?
go on this year, but I watched it from the bay, the sail. Yes.
It seemed like they had a nice turnout for that.
They sure did.
Know?
Yes, they did. Yes.
Yeah. And then you've also in the past few months, you've rededicated the bridge over Ravine Drive.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that whole project there, because that took some heavy lifting, didn't it?
It did take some heavy lifting. We got some nice support from the community who gave us a lot of money to help make that happen. I get on that just about once a day now, just to see what's going on.
Just to walk it, yeah.
And walk it, or I'm riding over it. Mm-hmm. I don't see many cars on it ever. I mean, occasionally I've seen some, and I know like in the morning, people going to work, people coming back home. It's a little busier then, but there's not usually I'm not doing my walks or my travel by on day, at that time of the day.
Right.
But it's really neat. It's a really neat thing to see too.
What was the old one came up as it was kind of structurally unsound, right?
That's right. It had been up over 100 years, just over 100 years, I think, and it did not sound, and they had to tear it down and shut it down.
And did it take a moving of the Metropolitan Planning Organization? How there was some controversy of why that neighborhood got a new bridge. You've heard that, right?
I've heard it. I don't quite understand it either, to be honest. I mean, it was there before, and I think it was important we redid it, and I'm happy that we did, and I think that's going to be a good thing for that area for probably over another 100 years to come here.
Who's responsible, do you know, of the road? Because the road, Ravine Drive itself, is like driving over the moon. I mean, it's in rough shape. Is that the Yacht Club's road, or is that a city road? Do you remember, Mayor?
The Yacht Club Road has been improved now also. I don't know if you've been down there.
I didn't know that, yeah.
Yeah, they right after that was put up, the next week, I think, and the area right under there was redone when they put it up.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, and that was a really nice area.
Yeah.
But then they came in the next week and did it again. And I've gone down there since for a dinner there down there, and it's still not the best road possible, but it's not nearly as bad as it was before they did anything to it.
And it's not so tight. Remember how you'd have maybe a truck on a trailer, and then you're going with your car, and
It was dangerous. You're right. Yes, yes.
So that serves more than just the Kakwa Club, that road. That also is what Fernlawn, whatever those residents that live down there.
Yeah, that's right. I think there's about 20 residents. They're down in that area, places where they live, and so they're going up and down there as well.
It escapes me what they call that neighborhood, but
Me
they
too.
live right on the water there.
Yes, they do.
So that was a project that came to fruition. Get us caught up on what's going on with Miller Brothers, because that's been in the news lately, right?
Yes, yeah. The biggest thing is City Council passed a little over $200 million to start working on that. And
Is that a bond that they're floating? Or?
It's money that's available, and it's there's no cost to that. I mean, no
But
additional
$200
cost.
million, wow.
Just over 200 million, yeah. And they originally were planning on doing 300 million, but there were 3 terms to this, first and the second and third. That what was done was actually for the first and the second term, and then over time they'll have to decide if they're going to do the third term or not as well.
And what's going to be in there, Mayor? What's the story? I mean, it's basically supposed to replace the Marsh garage that isn't that where the fire department is? It's kind of like falling apart, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a dangerous place for them to even be working, and they can't do everything on the big fire trucks. Don't fit in there. They have to do it outside, and so it's been pretty. It's dangerous, and it's something very important. That's the first thing that'll be done, and it's very important we do that, implement it, get it going, and get them out of there. And I think somebody's going to buy that from us. Then we don't have to even keep the area they were in. So
okay. There was some chatter about that area being available for the zoo, like for an expansion of the zoo. Had you heard that as well?
Yes, I had heard that. That's definitely a possibility.
Okay.
I don't know for sure that was settled, but it's definitely a big possibility.
Yeah, and that would extend it. Well, they built tunnels under 38th, right?
Yes, there is, yes.
Which is kind of cool.
Yes, definitely.
You know, so that for expanded parking, if they take over parking for the big, they were talking about Giraffe House. Who knows what's?
Yes.
We should talk about the zoo. That was a big deal in front of council, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Yeah, and was a lot of concern, and I'm really hoping we want the zoo to survive, and we're going to do all we can to help them. Definitely, the city. But they were planning to do some things that just didn't make a lot of sense to us, and we weren't supporting some of those things either.
What did you think that didn't make sense for the city's point of view?
Well, that the city should give them 105 acres, the whole area, to do with whatever they want, and that just didn't make a lot of good sense to us.
Give the zoo or Erie Events those acres?
I think it would. Erie Events would be running.
Well, Erie Events
everything.
is actually going to be the receiver of the land now, right? But they have restrictions on what they can do with that, is my understanding. Right.
And we've offered to give them the area the zoo is in now, plus another area about the same size to expand it. I think it'd be maybe about 40 acres or something like that. Something like that.
Yeah.
So,
but I think what the agreement on the table is that like, for example, Glenwood Park stays a park.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the golf course stays a golf course.
Yes.
And the city runs it.
Yeah.
No charge, right? This is what my understanding is.
That's correct. Yes.
But then Erie Events takes over, like the ice rink, which has really never made any money.
Yeah.
And the zoo obviously is not a moneymaker. It's a community asset, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
Talk about your affinity to the zoo, though. Like, I mean, your family's connection and why it's such an important thing for the city.
Yeah, I mean, we love the zoo. We think that's a very nice thing. A lot of people come from outside Erie, the city of Erie, to come and see our zoo and be there. And people come even from far away to do that. And we're proud of that. And we want to keep the zoo open, and we want to support it as much as we can. But again, we don't just want to give them all the information. We're a little concerned about what they may do if they had control of the golf course as well. And so we're still talking about that with them.
So there's the negotiations are still ongoing, you think?
Yeah, I think they are. I know, we've said we want to do certain things. They said they want to do different things. But I don't think we've really agreed on anything yet.
But it sounds like what council voted on last month was the concept that we're not going to try to do the zoo ourselves as a city.
Yes.
We're going to have Erie Events be the receiver.
We'd love to have them involved. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they do know how to do events. I mean, they proved. I mean, I don't know if you remember this back in the day. Mayor Tullio had the choice of, do I tear down the Warner or do I save the Warner?
Uh-huh.
And you got to hand it to the mayor.
Yes.
He saved the Warner.
That's really neat.
And he pulled in some Fed money or whatever.
Yes.
To just kind of have it go along until they could. But it was Erie Events really that, and again, it's a state authority, or I think it's a local authority. Anyway, do you have positions that you sign on for the Erie Events for the Convention Center Authority? Do you have any designates there?
I believe we do, but I'm not sure. Who it is.
I thought it was like one of those mashups, like the governor could choose people on the authority, but also the locals can too. Yeah.
I know I personally have been invited to a lot of things with regard to the Warner and what should be done, that sort of thing. I have a chance to talk about that as well.
Yeah. So I guess my point, and you agree or disagree, they've kind of proven themselves
that is.
With what they've done with the Warner, with the ballpark, with the arena, and made it into a vibrant thing that seems like it's generating net revenue. I mean, Casey, Casey Wells before Gus Pine. I mean, these guys are sharp people.
They are. And I think we in the United States we once had over 100 Warner theaters.
Yes.
Now I think we're down to team like 13 or 15 or something like that.
Absolutely right.
It's much lower, but I'm proud that we still have it.
And it's beautiful.
It is very nice inside.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, I mean, kind of keeping that in mind of what their success factors are, I think the zoo could really thrive in that context with somebody kind of taking over the hard stuff, the financial stuff and the maintenance stuff, and let them deal with the animals and and getting that accreditation back.
Yeah. There's still some disagreement, definitely, about what they should and shouldn't do.
Okay, and, with the land itself, you think?
Yeah, with the whole area, like even the golf course. We know they want to take some parts of the golf course and make them part of the zoo, and then extend the golf course somewhere else. And we're just not comfortable with that, even that approach. But we'll see what happens.
Do we have any? I mean, then we would have to talk to somebody from your Parks and Rec, but to know like what kind of use that has. Because when I was coming up, kids my age, 13, 14, 15 years old, they would go to the golf course and spend the day. Their parents would drop them off, and they bought a day pass.
Nice.
Student day pass, which was like dirt cheap.
Yes.
And they just play, 18, 24. I mean, 27. I mean, they're just playing holes after holes after holes. So we're talking to the mayor. Joe Schember is with us here. Stand by. We got our first break. If you have a question for the mayor, 814-679-1080. TalkErie and the Joel Natale Show. We're live with Mayor Joe Schember here on a Friday afternoon. The 19th of September. It's amazing, Mayor.
It is. Oh.
Let's stay with that whole concept of the city giving the zoo and the surrounding areas to Erie events. And again, council has voted to enter into an agreement with Erie Events, and it's still under negotiation, according to what you're telling us here. Yes. One of the things, again, that I analyze, and I don't know if I'm just all washed up or if you think there's some truth to it, but when you look at the course of the let's say 40 years since I've been an adult, the water went to an authority, right? The water pipes, which are owned by the city, went to an authority. The airport went to an authority. And, it starts becoming a situation where, I don't know if the buses were ever all under city auspices, but now it's a city-county, authority, right?
Yes.
And it there's this perception that it shrinks the influence of the city, or it shrinks the assets of the city. Is that a dumb way to look at it?
I feel like we still get good input into all three of those things, and especially with the the third one, they don't really do anything big without talking to us about it and listening, and we have good conversations.
I mean, you have people on the board at the airport. You have people on the board at the transit authority. You have people on the board, at all these things,
Absolutely.
right?
Yes, we do. Yes, and we're pleased with how they're all going, really.
Right.
Yes.
But when you think about like what's going on with the water authority, they have they do a really good job. They're updating all the stuff. Yes. They have a significant amount of debt.
Yes.
And the prepayment now for the water is gone, right? I mean,
yes.
that money stretched a lot longer than you guys thought, though, right?
It did, yes. Yeah. And I think we're still in good shape there in terms of, moving forward with them. Yeah.
As far as how do you mean?
Well, I mean, I think I don't think we need to increase, extensively what people have to pay to be part of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But I mean, I guess my premise is, is the city able to still dictate a regional agenda, even if it doesn't own the zoo anymore?
I think we could certainly be in conversation, and we're trying to impact things in a positive way moving forward, and
right.
we definitely want to do that. And I try to listen to all sides. I don't just go in with my own thoughts, but I listen and then try to figure out, okay, what's the best thing for us to do moving forward? How can we do this best? What's going to help the people of Erie the most? And that's what we try to do.
Yeah.
And
the another thing that's been coming in front of council, that you've been part of those 4 and 5 hour meetings, is the Justice for Cello movement, the conversation about the death. Now, understanding that really the city had nothing to do with that what transpired, right?
That's right. Yeah, city was not involved at all, and it's all being decided by the county and the
DA.
Yes, and it's been about 80 days now. I think that's been. It's almost 3 months.
Are you getting? Are you getting asked to do something from the family, or
not from the family? But we do get people that come to the city council meetings, and I was at the most recent one, and we had about 13 speakers, and they all talked about that we need to be doing this. Why aren't we doing something? But there's nothing we can do at this point. And I hope what the county is doing makes sense, and that they'll make a good decision going forward. But
it's taking a long time.
It is, absolutely, and I'm not sure why, but again, I don't feel like I can go to them and say, you need to get something done here. What are you doing? I mean, that's their job.
Yeah,
I mean, they got to do it. Yes.
Also, while we're at uncomfortable situations, we had that stabbing in the park.
Yes.
And we did get a statement from the fifth floor that said, Perry Square is safe. Police responded both on foot and bicycle within 2 minutes of the stabbing. But it brings back a topic that we've talked about before, Mayor, and this concept of vagrancy downtown. And in the conversations that you guys are having, is there any solutions? How do you deal with this as a leader of an urban area like this?
Yeah. I personally walk around downtown a lot, to be honest, and I walk up 2 or 3 times a week up to 14th and State, which there's a mailbox there, and that has messages that I get, so I walk up to see what's in there. It's kind of slowed down lately because people must know I'm leaving, but
your PO box is up on 14th, sure.
Yes, and I also often go out and buy something to eat somewhere on State Street and take it back to my office. I always eat there. I don't usually eat at the restaurant, but I just pick up something and bring it back.
Do you encounter homeless folks or folks that are panhandling or whatever?
I'll see some homeless folks. Every once in a while, somebody will ask me for money. And occasionally I'll give them, but not always. And especially after I've given somebody maybe a $20 bill. If somebody else asks me, I say, no, I can't.
Wow. That's generous. Wow.
I do that occasionally. And I've got a lot of people that I think have no homes that talk to me a little bit. And I'll talk to them, listen to them, and try to boost them up a little bit and get them thinking about, I think there's a lot of jobs available right now, because we don't have as many working adults as we used to. And when I was a kid growing up, there was so many, it was incredible. But now there's a lot of jobs open, including at City Hall. And I just try to encourage people to, get a job and get some income, and, and you'll be much better for many, many years to come if you do that.
Yeah. It's one of those tough situations that every city in America deals with.
Yes.
But, for our city, we want to be on the solution side of all this. And I know there are agencies and folks that are working on this. We're talking to the mayor. Joe Schember is with us. We got to take our bottom of the hour news break. You are tuned to Talk Erie and the Joel Natale Show. Stay with us. He runs an over $100 million enterprise. It's the mayor of the city of Erie, Joe Schember. He's with us here for his monthly meeting in our Kingdom Financial Group studios here on the Joel Natale Show. And can you imagine, Mayor Tullio with those kinds of numbers?
Wow.
40, 50 years. Well,
Wow.
yeah,
Well,
50,
yeah.
60
It was
years
a little
ago.
different time. There's a
Yeah.
lot more people in Erie then. But,
There was, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a lot. Most of the dollars goes to public safety, right? That's
Absolutely. To police and fire.
Yeah.
And we've brought in my team and I have brought in over 120 million in grants. And some of them are actually paying for some of the policemen now. And that goes through the end of 2029 this year.
Okay.
So,
terrific.
Yes, that's helping a lot. That's one of the reasons we haven't had to raise taxes for 6 years, because we've brought in that functional money.
Right. And when we had Chief Spizzarni here, I think it was around June, that the first 6 month statistics were showing that violent crime was down in Erie.
Yes. Yeah, and I think he gives a report to us every week now.
Does he?
And it's been down even more since the end of June. Yes.
Well, that's good news.
It is.
When here we are, kind of bringing this plane slowly in for a landing, aren't you, Mayor?
Yes, I am.
And I wanted to take a little bit of time to reflect back, and we'll have ample opportunity to do this in future meetings. But when you think about, you came on with, being a breath of fresh air. Again, with no disrespect to Mayor Sinnott, but you definitely had a different style than your predecessor.
Yeah.
And do you remember back then, like, what was the prevailing thing that you wanted to do when you took office in 2017?
I wanted to make Erie a better place for everyone that lives here and attract more people back to Erie. And I think we're having some success with that. It'll be a while before there's a count where we can see by how much. But I'm very, very proud of it. And that's what we've been really working hard to do, keep people here and bring people back. A lot of people, I think we lost about 40,000 people since I was a kid growing up here. And a lot of them just moved out into Mill Creek or the suburbs of Erie. And now we're trying to build new homes that make Erie attractive to people to come back here and live here in Erie.
Yeah, the between the Erie Redevelopment Authority and the land bank and things, there's some tools that you're able to use, remove some blight, maybe get some new housing on those lots. Huh?
Yeah. There's definitely some new housing coming. Yeah, and I think this year we're doing about 3 new houses. And if that's successful, hopefully in future years more can be done.
Let's grab a phone call.
Okay.
Hi, you're live with Mayor Joe Schember here on TalkErie. Hello.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. Mayor, this question is for you.
Okay.
The change in the youth athletics in the city of Erie, the fact that there's nobody playing youth baseball in the city, and you have fields like 13th and Lincoln and Walzak Park, to name a few. You're paying the lawn services to mow those areas, and they're not being used. Have you possibly looked into doing a reevaluation of those facilities and possibly converting them into soccer fields or changing their use so the city doesn't waste money, maintaining those fields that they're not being used?
Okay. I think there is some use going on, though, in the baseball fields. I don't think they're just sitting there idle.
They're sitting there idle. Mayor, at Walzak Park, nobody's used it all summer. 13th and Lincoln, nobody's used it. And there are other fields. Some of the fields are being used, but most of the fields are not.
Okay.
Were those fields part of boys baseball back in the day, or not really? Were they just general fields?
Yes, 13th and Lincoln was the 2B field for Steve Franklin's Boys and Girls League. Walzak Park was back in the day in Little League. Now, the school district, just to they have gotten rid of a few of their fields. They used to have a field behind Joanna Connell School. They completely removed it, and now it's just a grassy area. They on West 38th Street. I don't know if the housing authority owned those fields or the school district, but they've gotten rid of a lot of the fields that they don't no longer support or maintain.
Yeah.
And I think the city should, reevaluate how many fields they do want to use and maintain, and what possible uses the other fields that nobody's using could be converted to.
That makes sense. That makes sense that we need fewer cities now. Than when I was a kid growing up, there was a lot more youth that wanted to play, and I actually played in some of that as well as a kid.
It's interesting. Go ahead, Carl.
Yeah, 13th and Lincoln is a prime example. They have a little park there for the local area, but that field is just nobody's going to be using it for a long time because of where it's located and the condition of the field and the facilities there. So that you're maintaining that grass over there for no reason at all, other than the local dogs relieving themselves.
Thanks for the call. I appreciate it very much.
Yes.
Take care.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
That kind of is a good segue into you opened up from my old neighborhood, Little Italy, the Columbus playground. Put $28,000 in.
Yeah.
You just were there with a ribbon cutting recently,
Yes.
and I mean, people go crazy over the pickleball courts that are off of 26th Street there, just north of West 26th, right?
Yes.
I can't remember the name of that park, but so some of certainly Frontier Park is absolutely packed all the time in your neighborhood, right?
Yes.
So, I mean, maybe we need to kind of right size our Parks and Rec and maybe even put some more green space on the tax rolls, although I'm sure some of this stuff is locked up with old deeds or whatever, right?
Yeah, that's definitely, I think, something worth looking at. My team is really working hard right now, trying to get us through the end of the year.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure how much we can get done on that, but I did make a note, and we'll see what we can do.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It is sad to think that kids aren't playing baseball anymore like they used to.
It is. Yes.
I mean, so you were talking about that your goal was to make Erie more of a community of choice, right?
Yes. Make Erie a place people want to be here and live here and enjoy and just enjoy it. Get along well with other people that are here, and we also have a great variety of people, different colors, different nationalities. I mean, we have people from all over the world, and we have a lot of new people coming into Erie who are immigrants from overseas somewhere. And I think that's really a good thing. And I try to continue to encourage that and continue to support that and move it forward. We're trying to help the new people that are coming here adjust and have a great life here in Erie.
It's one of those things though, like, I think you're in the same boat as I am that I raised 3 kids.
Yeah.
Only one lives in the city,
Same with me.
Two left, right?
Yes.
And it's like, but there were no jobs.
Yes.
I mean, we probably graduate at least 100 engineers from 2 of our universities, but we might have 30 engineering jobs a year if we're lucky.
Yes. Yeah.
What do you do with how do you deal with that?
Yeah.
That brain drain, right?
Absolutely. It's definitely a not easy thing, and things are kind of changing too, as you know with us well, and because things that people were doing when I was a kid, they're not doing that anymore. They're doing something different now. It's changing, and we try to support it. We try to adjust to that, but it's not easy, and it's a continual effort.
Yeah, I mean, I would think certainly even in your old industry in banking, you don't need as many tellers. I mean, there's not nearly as many branches.
You're right.
The human resources have either been shipped to Pittsburgh or whatever, or they're just not needed at all, right?
Yeah, people do everything by phone or on the internet, and so they don't need to go into the branch. Personally, I never go to a branch for anything.
Wow.
I get everything done other ways.
Yeah. What is it? Mobile deposit, right?
Yes. And boy, when I worked in the branches, it was incredible how busy they were.
Mm-hmm.
But when I get in occasionally now, I never see any people in there. And there may be 2 or 3 people, like at 9th and State. They used to be packed with people to wait on people. Now there's 2 or 3 there when I go in to do something. That's pretty rare. I do that too.
So when you think about making Erie a community a choice, we got to talk about the jobs. We got to talk about the infrastructure,
Yes.
and again, explain to me, when you set out in 2017, you really were focusing on and making sure that taxes would not go up, and also that everybody would be able to find this place a viable place to raise their family, that live, work, and play, right?
Yeah. I definitely kind of feel like my team and I have made advance on that. There's still more to do, definitely. It's not entirely where we want it to be yet, but we're pleased with what we've done, and we'll continue to work on it as long as I'm in office.
Do you think that that when you look at the budget, when you look 5 years out, is that going to be a major struggle, you think, for the new mayor?
When I took office, we started to look at 5 years budgets, and the third, fourth, and fifth year out were something like the third year was like 15 million.
These are shortages, right?
Shortages, yes. 15 million, 20 million short 4 years, 25 million short 5 years. But we've been through all that, and we managed things, and we didn't have to raise taxes, and we balanced the budgets. And right now, I think our budgets, and I haven't seen the full 5 year forecast yet, but I think there's still shortages, but they're not as high even as they were back when I first took office. So I'm pleased with that.
Do you feel like your administration should take some credit for the surge in private investment in Erie? I mean, when you think about, I don't know, let's go back 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
There were no cranes.
Right.
There was no outside investment like we've seen here in the opportunity zones and things like that.
Yes.
Do you feel like you guys should get a pat on the back for having some policies that were friendly to that?
I'm very proud of how we've brought grant money into Erie. We've brought in over $120 million in grants, and that's one of the reasons that we haven't had to increase taxes, because we have some of our people are paid through grants. So we were able to bring new people in to do important things, but we didn't have to pay that.
Wow.
They're covered, and some of those people are covered through 2029. So
That's awesome.
we have another 4 years yet, keeping those people and getting the value of the work they do.
But by having a stable situation at City Hall allows for developers to have some confidence to say, I always talk about Christian from California, the fellow that is that bought the Renaissance building, the old Baldwin building.
Yes.
Putting $50 million or whatever to make I thought it was going to be a boutique hotel. It's going to be a luxury hotel called the Trust.
Okay.
That kind of harken back to it was the old Erie Trust building, right?
Yeah, okay.
And making it a destination. He was looking for a building like that, and he chose Erie, and is putting his money into it. And let's not forget about local guys like Pete Zaffris and Drew Whiting and his partners, and you can go on and on. Chuck Peters and the folks at Altair, on and on and on. Local private investors spending money in the city of Erie.
Yes, absolutely. That's really, really a good thing, and we're very, very lucky to have that. That's really, really helping Erie a lot.
All right. So what are you working on? Do you have a little bit of time, or will you have to get the budget ready for 2026?
Oh yes,
that's your job.
We'll do. Yes, we'll do that. And
okay.
we'll be working on it very soon here. And usually city council passes it before the end of the year. Right. So sometimes in late November.
That's right. You're married to January 2nd, so.
Correct. Yes. Yeah. Yes. So,
yeah. And what else do you think you'll have to work on? Kind of tying things up, you think? Or
I know a lot of things that my team and I have to work on, and we're trying to do the best we can and move things forward. Right. And personally, I'm going to work hard until the new mayor takes over, whoever that is.
Yeah.
And then I told my wife I'm going to take the month of January off to spend more time with her because she hasn't seen much of me these days for the last 8 years.
Right.
But
you going to go somewhere, you think?
Probably not, because we have our disabled daughter still living with us, and it's hard to move her places.
Okay.
But I think it'll just be at home. But I've had about 4 or 5 people call me with possible jobs after I'm done. And some of them don't pay, some of them pay. Yeah. And I want to do whatever is going to be most important to help them to move Erie forward, and that's what I want to continue doing. So I tell them after they've talked to me, and I listen to them. I say, that's very interesting. Can you talk to me in January when I'm done? Because right now I don't have time to think about it. Right. But I am going to take the month of January and figure out maybe some additional things I should be doing. Whether they pay or not, it just depends. I know some of them are serving on boards,
sure,
for different companies around town. But there are things that have been mentioned that may be part-time, paying some salary, or full-time. And so I want to do, though, whatever's going to help Erie the most. That's what I want to do, and that's what I'm going to try to figure out in January. Like, which of these jobs are really going to help Erie the most? That's what I want to do.
Well, and that is your passion, Mayor. I mean, your passion is about, as the city goes,
Absolutely.
So goes the region, right?
Thank you. Yes, that's very kind of you to say that. That's definitely how I feel. And that's how I've made decisions. I always try to listen to everybody that comes to me with anything. And sometimes I agree, sometimes I don't agree. But if I don't agree, I just tell them, hey, I'm still going to be a friend of yours. I just don't want to pursue what you're just describing. But when I do agree, that I love that even better, because now we can work together to get that thing done.
And when you think about the kind of snow we had last year, you're probably going to deal with some snowfall before the 10 years over.
Yeah, I hope it's not as bad, because we've had
that was a tough
the year
one.
Before we had 30 inches of snow the whole winter.
I know.
And then we had 110 or 111 inches.
We had 60 that weekend.
Yes.
So.
Oh man. Yeah.
I appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you
so much, Mayor.
Sure. Happy to be on with you.
Again, I was telling the mayor as he was coming in, he was striding down State Street with he's rather tall, so he's got a big gait. And so he's unmistakable walking down State. I appreciate it, sir.
Thank you very much.
All righty. It is 7 minutes in front of 5. It's Talk Erie.